The Senate will come to order. Mr. Schaffler, please call the roll.
Senators Amabile, Baisley, Ball, Bridges, Bright, Carson, Catlin, Cutter, Danielson, Doherty,
Excused.
Exum, Frizzell, Gonzalez, Gonzalez, Henriksen, Jaquez Lewis, Judah, Kip, Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Liston, Lundeen, Marchman, Michelson Genet, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Rich, Roberts,
Don't be nervous.
Rodriguez, Simpson, Snyder, Sullivan, Weissman, Winter. Mr. President,
Let's do this. The morning roll call is 34 present, 0 absent, 1 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Ball, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal. Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, here's today's nice little ditty, the limerick. The president is pretty eloquent on the stump. He sometimes leaves us with our throats in a lump. Unlike some, he was not selected, but was by the people duly elected. You know now him as President Donald J. Trump. Yay! And with that, Mr. President, and with that, I move that the Senate Journal of January 28, 2025 be approved as corrected by the Secretary and President Donald J. Trump.
Members, as President Obama would say, you've heard the motion. All those in favor, say aye. That's pretty weak. All those opposed, no. Wow, the ayes have it, and that motion is adopted, and Senator Liston will be fined $5. Senate Services.
correctly printed Senate Bill 87, correctly enrolled Senate Joint Resolution 4.
Committee reports.
Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 46 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation and with recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar. Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 19 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation and with a recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar. Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 18 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 16 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. Committee on Finance, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 13 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. Committee on State, Veterans, and Military Affairs, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 3 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation.
We'll take a senatorial 5. Announcements. Senator Amabile and Bridges. Senator Amabile.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. So today, it's my privilege to celebrate and honor the extraordinary contributions of Senator Raleigh Heath, who's here with us on the floor here of the House. He served 2 terms in this chamber with honor and distinction. Senator Heath is a visionary leader whose tireless commitment to education, workforce development, and public service has profoundly shaped Colorado. His work is a testament to the transformative power of passion, integrity, and unwavering belief in the potential of every human being. When people talk about Senator Raleigh Heath, the word most frequently used is statesman. His guiding principle has always been simple and yet profound. It all starts with education. Senator Heath understood that education is the foundation for opportunity, economic growth, and a better future for all Coloradans. Through his career, Raleigh has been more than just a policymaker. He's been a mentor, a trailblazer, and a steadfast advocate for our students, our community, and our workforce. And I want to mention that we have a lot of people here today who are here to honor Raleigh Heath. And first up is his wife, Josie Heath, who has also been an incredible community member. We also have the former president of the Senate, Steve Fenberg, is here. Some of you might remember him. We have the former Speaker of the House, Casey Becker, is here. Woo-hoo. We have Chancellor Garcia. We have members of the State Board for Community Colleges and Education, and they're here on the floor and in the gallery. We have the presidents of the 13 community colleges here on the floor and in the gallery. And we have Angelica Schroeder, who's the former member of the Board of Education. And whatever his name.
Senator Bridges.
Senator Bridges is going to read this tribute. Fine. My bad.
Senator Amabile.
I'll pay. I'm sorry, I'm new. That's my excuse, I'm sticking with it. Senator Bridges is going to read this tribute.
The good senator from Arapahoe.
The good senator from,
The good senator from Greenwood Village is going to read the tribute.
members, should Senator Amabile
Thank
receive
you,
a
Senator
fine?
Amabile.
I don't know. Should you both receive a fine?
President Coleman. Is it the,
How
are you
many
the
think-
good president? Thank you.
How many
Mr.
people think
President,
that
from-
Senator Bridges should pay both their fines? That's
For
perfect.
sure, for sure. You know, for everybody watching here who just wants to honor Senator Heath, this is funny for us. We're having fun. This is Senate humor. Thank you, Mr. President, for the recognition. I'm happy to pay fines all around. The good president from Denver, is that President, can we say Coleman?
That's perfect.
All right. The good president from Denver, thank you to the good senator from Boulder for setting me up here. We do have this tribute that we would like to read, but first, I remember walking into some Democratic fundraiser like decades ago, I think, at this point.
Careful.
Maybe less than decades, but certainly a while ago. And someone said, Raleigh Heath is here. And I went, oh my God, is Raleigh Heath is here? And I think you knew my dad, you were friends with my dad. I had never met you before, and I was so intimidated, and I was just so in awe that I got to be in the same room as Raleigh Heath. And now, I, again, get to be here in the same room as you today to say nice things to you and to thank you for your service to the state. And that service, I think can be summed up with return on investment. And there are few legislators, I think, that we have had in the state that have better understood the role the state plays in generating returns on investment. People talk about government spending. It's not spending, it's investment. And the work that you have done, especially on education, we know that I think education is the most important thing that we do as a state because that is the future. That is how we generate economic returns moving forward. We create one of the most educated, one of the highest paid workforces in the entire country because of the investments that you have fought so hard for here in this state. We know the return on investment for community colleges, the concurrent enrollment program that you work to expand, P-TECH. You know, we're not just talking about, oftentimes in the state we talk about the jobs we have, the education we have is really just these, it's a high-paid, high-skilled workforce. It is, but we need folks up and down the economic spectrum with the training they need to get the jobs that are available in this state. And the work that you have done on return on investment for the people of Colorado, and especially our young people, has been unmatched. Return on investment, too, when we talk about the Rocky Mountain World Trade Center, we talk about the Denver International Airport, the #1 economic driver here in our state. And it is just incredible that what you have touched in your career, what you have helped lay the groundwork for here in our state. In many ways, the Colorado that we enjoy today is a direct result of your work here in the legislature and in the private sector. Your career, your influence, the return on investment that Colorado has had from having Raleigh Heath here in the state is unmeasurable. So thank you for your service. Before the tribute, we'll do more comments. Thank you, Senator Heath.
Minority Leader Lundin.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you very much. I'm looking over at this august panel here on the Senate floor, and I'm thinking it must be fairly lonely in Boulder this morning. From the former president, the speaker, thank you for being here. As a conservative from El Paso County who has toiled in the vineyard of education and education policy for, 15 years now, I find it interesting, and it resonates clearly with me, the word statesman in the description of Senator Raleigh Heath. Now, he entered the education policy conversation from Boulder as a liberal, and I entered the education policy conversation from El Paso County as a conservative, and oddly enough, frequently, we sought to find each other in the middle of the conversation because we had a unifying theme. And that unifying theme was embodied in the individuals for whom we serve. Students, the people of Colorado, the parents of Colorado. It has been my honor to seek to make my North Star statesmanship and problem solving in a way that Senator Raleigh Heath has, I think, made his North Star statesmanship and problem solving. It's been an honor to toil in the vineyard of education with you, coming at things differently, not always agreeing, but Senator Heath, it has been an honor to work beside you, at times against you, but always on behalf of the students of Colorado. Thank you very much. It's an honor to have the opportunity to say congratulations, thank you, to look you in the eye, instead of maybe doing this 50 years from now when I'll be long gone, but you'll still be around, and having other people honor your memory. I'm glad to be able to honor you in person today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you to the good president from Denver. The Senate of the Colorado Legislature, convened in the first regular session of the 75th General Assembly, hereby extends heartiest congratulations and commendation to Raleigh Heath. Raleigh Heath represented Boulder County and all of Colorado with distinction throughout his service in the Colorado Senate from 2008 to 2017. His tenure was marked by an unparalleled ability to build bridges across the aisle, craft bipartisan solutions, and always prioritize the needs of Colorado families. His groundbreaking work on education reform was based on a deep understanding of the critical link between education, economic growth, and individual opportunity.
Senator Heath's efforts were never about personal accolades, but about creating lasting change. Whether mentoring students, advocating for equitable funding, or shaping policies to strengthen Colorado's workforce, he embodied the values of compassion, perseverance, and a deep belief in the power of community. His impact will be felt for generations and inspires us to pursue a more prosperous and equitable Colorado. The Colorado Senate commends Senator Heath for his service, leadership, and unwavering belief in the power of possibility. On request of Senators Judy Amabile and Jeff Bridges, given this 29th day of January 2025.
Senator, thank you so much for all of your contributions, and make sure, members, you go and just shake the man's hand and feels what it feels like to be around greatness. That being said, further announcements. Senator Pelton B.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make an announcement about today at the Capitol. We're going to have the local community college presidents having a lunch today. Please come meet them. It's going to be at the First Baptist Church from noon to 1:30, and come meet the greatest community college system in the nation we have in Colorado. We have wonderful presidents. They do a wonderful job in our state, and I just want to, everybody should just enjoy having them around and talking to them, especially retired Admiral Mike White, who is the president of Northeastern Junior College. We're happy to have him in Sterling, and we really appreciate him being there. So please go meet him and meet the rest of the community college presidents.
Senator Pelton R.
Thank you, Mr. President. You guys all had this flyer on your your desk this morning. It's a busy day at the Capitol today. The Colorado Independent Cattle Growers are here. They want to visit with you, and so they're going to serve you lunch down in the basement in room 0107. Also have some members of the Independent Cattle Growers here. We're pleased. Mr. President, may I have a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have the Vice President and his wife from Cortez, Drew and Stephanie Gordonier. We have Lorraine Bonds from Durango, Marie Bonds from Durango, John Beatty from Ignacio, and Norman Kincaid from Rocky Ford. So if you guys get a chance, oh, I see a couple more have joined us, Mr. Jolly and Mr. Bledsoe. So you guys, if you get a chance, go down to the basement at noon, have a bite with them, visit with them, get to know their concerns, because they are many. So with that, Mr. President, I thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the Senate. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee, we have our first committee meeting today upon adjournment, so let's call it 9:45. We'll meet at 9:45 in Committee Room 352. We have Senate Bill 29, Senate Bill 40, and Senate Bill 49.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have two announcements. Senate Health will be meeting upon adjournment in the old Supreme Court. We will be hearing one bill, Senate Bill 10. And then I also have another announcement, Mr. President. Just wanted to welcome the Colorado Association of Medical Equipment Services here to the Capitol today. Hopefully you were able to get breakfast downstairs and chat with them about durable medical equipment providers from across the state. It's their annual day at the Capitol, and welcome them here to the Capitol. Thank you.
Welcome. Senator Winter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am super excited. The first Transportation and Energy Committee committee meeting is today at 1:30 and 352, and we will be hearing 3 bills. And I can't wait to see you all, and I'm excited to spend the session with you all.
Senator Wiseman.
Thanks, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Lots of these this morning. Members, you might have heard State Affairs had a little discussion last night. The point of this is not to talk about the policy, because we don't do that during personal privilege. I just want to make sure everyone knows that when a committee has a bill like that goes late into the night and involves a lot of members of the public, particularly from the vantage point of being chair, where you just want to make sure the whole thing runs in an efficient and fair way, a lot of people help make that happen. So I wanted to specifically acknowledge Secretary Van Morik, former Secretary Markwell, other members of the front desk staff, our sergeants, several members of LCS, who all stayed here until midnight or later last night and just helped there be a smooth conduct of a hearing on controversial policy. Thank you all for what you do.
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, yesterday we witnessed a bizarre and breathtaking abuse of power. Some may call it a pause, some may call it a freeze. What I know is that shutting off federal funding to our states and to our local governments and to our schools threw Coloradans into a panic. The number of phone calls I received from a mom wondering if this was going to mean that her kid couldn't go to college anymore because she had gotten student loans. A family member who was terrified because they had a doctor's appointment this morning that they didn't know if they were going to be able to attend. Parents who are worried about going to preschool, taking their kid to preschool this morning. This is shocking. Shocking. And look, we are going to continue to do our work here. But this, to me, seems like a bizarre moment for us to just continue as if everything is normal, because it is not. I want to extend my appreciation to the members of the Joint Budget Committee, to staff who are trying desperately to figure out what portals have been turned back on, and which things remain still frozen. But y'all, it's the end of the month. Folks have rent due. Folks are supposed to get paid. It's hard to address affordability. It's hard to address the cost of living if everything gets frozen. So I just want to take a moment today, on this 29th of January, to say, I don't know what's happening in Washington, D.C. either. I wish I did. If someone does, please enlighten us all. But what I do know is that this is shocking and unprecedented. With that, I mentioned we will continue our work. The Joint Judiciary Committee will be meeting today at 1 o'clock in the Old Supreme Court to hear a presentation from the Behavioral Health Administration, the SOMB, the DVOMB, and our prison population projections. Upon adjournment of the Joint Judiciary Committee, the Senate Judiciary Committee will then convene upon adjournment of that in the Old Supreme Court to hear Senate Bill 25024. Thank you, Mr. President.
Announcements. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, we will be leaving the desk open and going into recess, as we will be reading some bills across the desk, so there's no need to return. On that note, Mr. President, I move the Senate recess until 10 a.m. this morning.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will stand in recess until